Oh, hi everyone. I'm doing my first YouTube video. I do have a speech impairment, so if certain things are not clear in my voice, I do apologize in advance. I came to Melbourne on the 2nd of January, so I thought of sharing my experience of coming to Melbourne under current quarantine requirements. So I start my journey in Colombo, Sri Lanka on the 1st of January. So I'll say a little bit about what happened in Sri Lanka. So once your ticket is confirmed, most of the travel agents will remind you to fill Australian travel declaration document, which you need to fill within 72 hours, prior to 72 hours to your departure date. That information is required by the Australian government in order to assess your COVID-19 status. So once you have filled that Australian travel declaration, you will get an email confirming that you have done so. So you can either print off that confirmation email, or you can show it to the check-in counter agents at the Sri Lankan airport. Now, you need to make sure that you do arrive at the airport at least 90 minutes prior, because there's quite a bit of documents that you need to show to various officials, and when you arrive, you need to go through hand sanitization, and they will also spray your bandages with disinfectants, so that takes time. And at the moment that I flew, you were only allowed to take one passenger into the viewing lobby of the airport, and the time that I flew, there was no PCR requirement. So you need to email Sri Lankan Airlines or your travel agent and find out whether a PCR requirement is needed at the time that you will fly. I also emailed the High Commission in Colombo just to verify whether a PCR test requirement is needed by Australian government, and they replied to me and said it's not required. So I suggest you do the same as well, just to be safe, because with the current COVID situation, no one can really confirm anything 100%. So it's better to be safe than sorry. So once you have gone through all the security checks and you are by the check-in counters, your check-in personnel will definitely ask for your Australian travel declaration. They check it against their system, and then that's the time they will allow you to board the plane. So you need to fill that document. I, of course, because I was coming to Melbourne, I also filled the Victorian quarantine arrival form, which you can search online and find it. You can fill that. They say fill it before you leave your original country of that you are living. I did that because it's easier once you arrive at the airport. But at this moment in time, you can also fill that document when you arrive in Melbourne. Now, I'm not quite sure about New South Wales and Queensland and Western Australia. They might have their own state arrival forms. But whatever the case, the Australian travel declaration form that must be filled before you leave the country that you're staying. That's an absolute must that you need to fill. Okay, so the flight that I came in only had 15 people, so we were seated in a very COVID safe plan, and once we started our journey, everybody was wearing masks, and the airline staff was in complete PPE, including face shields. During the flight, which is from Colombo to Melbourne, 10 hours, our temperature checks were done twice. I guess that's the normal procedure in a long-haul flight. And prior to departure, during your walk through the Sri Lankan airport, they took my temperature twice. So everywhere you know your temperature will be taken to check when you have fever or high temperatures or COVID symptoms. So once we landed in Melbourne, Australian government health officials as well as AFP and Border Force will come on to your flight, and they will explain to you what's going to happen next. So now I will tell you what happened to me. So once you get off the plane, they will ask you to remove the mask that you are wearing and gloves you are wearing and put them into a bin, and they will ask you to sanitize your hands, and then they will give you new face mask. After that point, you go into another nurse. The nurse will ask you whether you have any COVID-19 symptoms. Once you are cleared with that nurse, you proceed straight to immigration. So with immigration, you go through the normal process that you always do, except now you just remove your mask to show your face so that they can verify you with the passport. After that, you put on your face mask, and then you go through border control, biosecurity, and then once you're cleared by customs, then again you come into another 3 agents who will take your temperature, take your temperature and ask you to show your passport, and then you'll be issued with a detention notice, which basically says for 14 days you can't leave your room while you're in hotel quarantine. That's all detention notice about, in summary. Then after that, you'll be taken to your allocated bus, where it's always advisable that you bring some snacks or sandwiches or toast with you, because my flight landed at 5:40 a.m. in the morning, but by the time I got to the quarantine hotel, it was 8:45 a.m. in the morning. So there's about 3 hours that you will have to wait. So it's always good that you bring some snacks, sandwiches, toast with you, which you can have uh, while you're in the plane or after you get down. They do offer you bottled water and a small muesli bar, which you need to consume before you get into the bus. So I guess it's the same with your own food as well. You're not allowed to consume any food in the bus. That you will have to find out, because I did not have my food while waiting for the bus. I had it while I was still in the plane. Then once you get to the airport, they'll ask you to leave the bus one by one. So one of the hotel staff will come and take your bags up to the room that you're going to stay. And once again, when you get to the airport, there will be a health official who will ask you to show your detention notice that you got at the airport, as well as your passport. With that, they will cross-check and they will ask you to write your hotel room number in that detention notice. And then they will give you an information pack which includes what you need to do if you have COVID symptoms, welcome letter from the hotel, and then you might be given a little bit of food like a cookie and an orange and a water bottle. So once you get to the hotel, after you have settled down, for me it took another 4 hours until I got lunch. So it's always best that you bring some snacks with you so that you can always have it whilst you're waiting for your first meal from the hotel, because you must understand that at this point the hotel staff is also busy trying to move new people into their respective rooms, so it will be very difficult for them to attend to your request. So if you come prepared, then you definitely help the process that is there. So I'll talk to you more about how the quarantine is doing so far. Alright, thank you very much. If you have any comments, please do write below. Cheers.